While it's more important to focus on getting out of the health risk posed by the outbreak, you need to keep your eyes on what lies ahead after this pandemic, because this global pandemic will shape businesses for decades to come. Here are 7 businesses that will boom after the coronavirus pandemic. 1. Digital marketing. Digital marketing has experienced a boom over the past decade, but the industry is recording some losses as businesses are now cutting back on their digital marketing spending. However, the industry is likely to experience even major boom after COVID-19. Many industries have experienced significant decline to digital marketing usage since the lockdown, with travel, transportation, and hospitality being the most hit. Most businesses are currently shut down with no cash flow, and companies are eating deep into their cash reserve. When this pandemic is over and businesses resume, most businesses will need to get their cash flow back on track. Businesses will be open to innovative and affordable ways to reach customers, and digital marketing will be there to the rescue. This is an area you want to position yourself in. Take this lockdown as an opportunity to develop your digital marketing skill. 2. Stock market investing. A famous investment wisdom credited to the world's richest investor, Warren Buffett, is be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. Typically, market crashes when people, out of fear of losing their money, start selling off their assets and cutting back on their spending. Stock price goes ridiculously down. This is usually the best time for smart investing. You can buy stocks at cheap prices and ride through the market recovery, but there are no guarantees that every stock will recover after a recession. Some companies may go bankrupt. Be sure to thoroughly research the stocks to invest in and seek expert advice. 3. Online education. The coronavirus outbreak has caused schools, primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions to close down, and no one knows how long students will have to stay at home. This reality has forced a crash course for online learning plans and technology for students and faculty. The world is going through a mandatory giant online education experiment. The aftermath could accelerate changes in the education industry that were already at play. For over a decade, there have been predictions of online education going mainstream to rival traditional education. This change has seemed to be gradual over the years, but this virus outbreak may just give online education the moment it's been waiting for. As digital learning goes mainstream in a hurry, that's going to upend current education practices, models, and processes going forward. Traditional education will not go away, but online education will definitely mean greater adoption. Online training in businesses will boom post-COVID-19, and businesses that position in this space will benefit immensely. 4. Online collaboration tools. How will the COVID-19 pandemic alter the future of teaching and learning? The COVID-19 pandemic is forcing schools, universities, and learning and development professionals to shift from rapidly in-person to online learning. The global lockdown has focused people in large numbers to embrace digital form of connection, and online collaboration tools have seen huge growth over the last few months. As companies rapidly, and in some cases also permanently, move towards remote working, the market for digital collaboration tools such as Microsoft Teams, Google Hangouts, and Zoom is likely to grow quickly. To add to that, we're already seeing growing demand for digital media and entertainment, including social media, gaming, news, video streaming, and books, as people seek to relieve boredom and fill the time previously taken up by traveling and socializing face-to-face. 5. E-commerce. The COVID-19 crisis is pushing us to quickly adopt digital technologies, remote working, and e-commerce. Alibaba, a Chinese online marketplace founded in 1999, got its major boost at the time people in China had to stay at home due to the SARS coronavirus outbreak in 2002. The quarantine came just as Alibaba was preparing to launch Taobao, an online marketplace for consumers that Jack Ma, the company founder, hoped would compete with eBay in China. Chinese consumers who were stuck at home started turning to the internet to order items. Alibaba benefited from the internet becoming increasingly necessary for doing business during the SARS outbreak, as businesses and consumers were driven online to buy and sell goods. Due to self-isolation, people who normally visit physical stores are increasingly shopping online. The uplift in e-commerce may well become permanent if people remain wary of mingling in real life and increasingly replace shop visits with online purchases. You may think e-commerce has already taken off, but in most parts of Africa, for example, only a fraction of the population have bought something online. After this pandemic and beyond, e-commerce will likely gain more acceptance among the skeptics. We'll see faster progress towards online retail. Companies and organizations will realize they have less need for expensive real estate. We can expect this trend to continue going forward. 6. Agriculture. One of the biggest challenges with the coronavirus pandemic and lockdown is the threat to food security. While the lockdown may appear to be the solution to mitigate the spread of the virus, a major consequence is a shortage of food and hike in price. COVID-19 is disrupting agricultural activities around the world from farm, harvesting to processing and supply. The closure of restaurants, eateries and hotels is creating low demand for agri-produce. Agri-businesses are looking to digital technologies to sell their products. Although digital technology is not a new concept, the necessity will get even skeptics to embrace it. At the end of this pandemic or lockdown, we may face the risk of low food supply. This will create more opportunities in the agri sector to produce food to feed the surviving population. 7. The gig economy. As many companies will not want to have huge number of full-time employees and fixed costs after this crisis, this will accelerate the gig economy, freelance works and associated startups. You also want to start preparing yourself to function in a gig economy. Over the longer term, COVID-19 has irrevocably changed the way businesses will compete over the next decade. What are your thoughts? Let's hear them in the comment section. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, now's a good time to hit the subscribe button.